どうも成功が読です。第5回ミュータントイヤージェロロードトゥエデン始めていきます。いつも見てくれてる人はありがとう。初めての人もよければ見ていってね。
We're getting close to Hammond.
You'd think there'd be more ghouls around here.
Don't let your guard down.
So, a large metal hatch heading down. Let's go.
This is like the one you told me about, right? But only cleaner and filled with grub.
イングマールの日誌、時間とともにプルトニアとその信者を抑えておくのが難しくなってきた。私の言葉や警告は無視され始めている。連中は私の心の中に入り込み隠し続けてきた知識を見つけ出そうとしているような気がする。そうする理由もあるのだ。プルトニアは依然としてゾーンをリセットする必要があり、ミミールの古い防衛ネットワークがその鍵だと考えている。彼女はあの兵器を起動するコードを欲しがっている。もう見つけてしまったかもしれない。反逆者だからといって私には彼らを抹殺することはできない。私にとって唯一の選択は従順な被験者を集めて所定の場所へ行くことだ。イングマ・アルエジソン博士。
This star. This is the star in my memories. Mama Enclave. The name of an ancient tribe, I think. Have you seen anything like this? It doesn't look good. Oh, that is creepy. Someone sowed mushrooms in these bodies. For what? Looks like the Nova set were here, but they ran out all of a sudden. Does this feel weird to you? Do you think these buttons make that weapon work? Good, there's no power in this thing. That's quite a chair. Probably belongs to the leader of the Nova sect. Can't wait to get my hands around their throat.
月光のノート。月光は古代人の武器を磨くのはもう飽きた。月光はそれをやれと言われた。月光はルクスと一緒に行けばよかった。ルクスはゾーンに光をもたらすと言った。月光に手伝ってくれと言った。ルクスは親切なご主人様だった。プルトニアが怒ったから月光は生きているのが嫌になった。明日月光は穴に落ちる。あの大きな金属の男のものみたいなやつはあいつらが自分で磨けばよいんだ。バイバイ。磨き係の月光。
Hammond mentioned a book like this with gizmos and whatnot. The ancients sure like their books.
Airplanes and how they fly? Looks like a bunch of old nonsense to me. Better leave this stuff to the chroniclers.
You're getting closer to Hammond. Good. Seeing more ghouls too? Not so good. Where do ghouls come from? I'll tell you. As the Red Plague burned through the human race, civilization fell apart. Between two tribes of ancients, a war started. That war grew into a world war. All the weapons they swore they'd never use, they used with wild abandon. When the war was over, the world lay poisoned. Soldiers who had nothing left wandered the zone to live in the irradiated wastelands. Those soldiers beget little soldiers, who grew up and beget other little soldiers, who after a few centuries became the ghouls you see today. You want me to call the ghouls humans? I refuse. Ghouls are not humans. The rot has stripped the souls from their bodies. leaving only rage. Rage that jumps from one generation to the next, getting stronger and stronger. The ghoul appetite for Ark blood will never be sated. Remember that the next time you face them. Farewell. Remember your elder's guidance.
Wait, that looks like bombing. Oh crap. Hate to rush you guys, but can we rescue your friends before the big world-ending weapon blows us to smithereens? Please?
I don't want to be around when this thing goes boom. Where the hell is Hammond?
That's the guy you're looking for, isn't it? Looks like he needs saving. Shall we save him?
Hammond's barely alive when we find him. But we find him. We find him as a team. With Hammond, the Ark's heart can start beating again. We think our mission is complete, but Hammond insists on telling us a secret. A secret that rips a hole through the middle of my life. He tells us he's been to Eden. Yes, the Eden. The mythical place beyond the zone where the secrets to life are kept. He says Eden is a base for the ancients, who are very much alive and creating the mimer machines we've been seeing. He says the ancients do know the secrets to life, but not human life. Mutant life. Me, Pharaoh, Selma, Magnus. Our ears perk up. If ducks had ears, they'd perk up too. Us mutants don't remember jack about our pasts. We're walking amnesiacs. We wonder why some of us look like animals, and others have powers we don't understand. Finding out who we are sounds like the quest of a lifetime, or a very big mistake. There's a problem. Hammond tells us the Nova sect probed his mind, stole the location of Eden from his thoughts. They're headed there now, determined to unleash the power of the ancients and cleanse the zone, which means killing everyone inside the Ark. Our home. He says there's one chance to beat the Nova sect to the gates of Eden. Go through the Forbidden City, he says. It's a shortcut and the Nova sect are too scared to go through. That doesn't make me feel too good. Hammond begs us not to tell the Elder, because the Elder won't accept the truth. Our mission was a man. Now it's Eden. We have one final journey to save the Ark. But if us stalkers discover who we really are, will we want to come back?
一難去ってまた一難。また掃除の時間だよ。
That's the biggest wall I've ever seen. It's surrounding the entire city.
They were trying to keep people out.
Trying to keep people in. The Red Plague started in this city. It spread fast. Got out of control. So the powers that be built a wall around the city to quarantine it, to stop the people inside from infecting the world. Doomed them all. That was a long time ago, but people are still scared to go in. That's why they call it the Forbidden City.
Excuse me, if the plague's in there, why are we going in there?
Hammond said the Nova sect were moving around the city. We cut through the city. We get to Eden first.
イングマールの日152ページ。我々の激務がついに成果を上げ始めたというのに中央司令部はこのプロジェクトの打ち切りを決めた。しかも即刻だ。この無知な愚か者どもは我々が成し得た奇跡を恐れているのだ。私は生き残った子供を集めアンヤに紛れてゾーンに逃げ込んだ。戦争以来無人のまま放置されている施設に向かった。あんな愚か者たちに絶対に私の最高傑作を潰させはしない。イングマ・アルエジソン博士。
All these people forced to stay in the city and die from the Red Plague.
旅はまだ始まったばかり。別世界で新しい人生を始めましょう。ミミールの快適な起動施設をご利用ください。科学のために弊社は無制限の研究を提供します。正義のために弊社は地上の道徳的規制に縛られない外世界軍事訓練の機会を提供できます。子孫のために弊社は最先端の産前産後ケアを提供できます。星々を超えた完璧な人生を送る選考の対象となるためにはこのキットに含まれるツールを使用して以下を提出いただければ良いのです。DNA 採取綿棒、精子、卵子サンプル、血液サンプル、適正認定、証明書、SNS ログイン詳細。弊社は皆さんと一緒に明るい未来を作れるよう願っています。MIMIR インダストリー社。
This is an old quarantine outpost, back when they thought they could control the spread of the Red Plague, before they built the wall.
You think our world was harsh? Theirs was a nightmare.
Eden's starting to look real good right now, isn't it? Let's keep moving.
Magnus has a recurring dream. In this dream, he goes to a place bathed in white light. He says it feels like he's come home.
Funny you say that, because I had the same dream once, I think. It was a bright place, humming with machinery. In that dream, for a few minutes, I felt safe.
You're not the only one. It's a dream that mutants dream. Magnus says it's our memories screaming for attention, telling us to go home, to our true home.
The Elder don't want us talking about these things. The Ark is home. End of story.
ほう、これは初めて見る銃だ。威力はあるけど、範囲は狭そうだね。
Your mission is complete, stalkers. You returned Hammond safe and sound. Our machines will hum with new life. The Ark is forever in your debt. Thank you. My little birdies have told me. Hammond thinks the fabled Eden lies beyond the Forbidden City. And you are thinking of going through the city to get to Eden. Have I taught you nothing? There is no Eden. And even if there were, entering the Forbidden City is impossible. That is the city where the Red Plague started. The ancients in charge thought they could quarantine the people by building a giant wall that covered the entire city. It stands to this day, impenetrable. You should stay at the Ark and heal your wounds. No more adventures. Survive and persevere, my brave stalkers.
Look alive. This might get rough.
Citizens, present your ID bands for verification.
This thing's talking to us.
Let's just try to get through the city peacefully, with no trouble.
Your request for emergency quarantine has been granted. Please put down your weapons and prepare for termination.
Whoa, whoa. No termination, okay? I don't think they're talking to us. They're talking to the people who died here.
Put down your weapons.
The Nova sect was scared to come here. This place is tame.
What? Look at that thing. It's one of those machines we've seen broken all over the zone.
Except this one is fully functional and probably not friendly toward trespassers.
Let's not get its attention. Let's keep low. Find a way around it. Oh, this machine looks like it fell from orbit. The ancients are supposed to live up there, right? Thought the smell back there was bad. This is ridiculous. Are those machines trying to look like people? What kind of place is this? I think the This way, guys. Not a moment too soon. This forbidden city gives me the creeps.
終盤だけあって敵が強いし多いよ。それを蹴散らす主人公たちよ。この主人公たちは特殊な訓練を受けています。決して真似しないでください。
The gate is close. The Nova sect is already here. I can feel it.
Holy Ancient's power! I feel the gates breaking! The sacred numbers call to...
Give up now, I'll go easy on you.
Break down the gates! Tear them apart! Bring the sacred numbers to me!
And that is that. Arc 1, Nova Sect 0. Their insane plans to destroy our home vanish into the wind. We're safe. Our people live another day. The smoke clears, ears still ringing. On the edge of my blurred vision, something comes out of the arc. Light dancing across my arm, up my face. I look up. I'm being scanned by some giant eyeball. Then Dux and Pharaoh get scanned. Then Magnus and Selma. The light cuts out and the eyeball darts back inside the wall. We hear pistons churning, gears turning, a machine humming back to life. The gates of Eden open. Maybe Eden sees we're mutants and welcomes us home. We stand there in silence. The 5 of us are all mutants, found and raised by the Elder. This feels like an answer to the question that's plagued our lives. Who are we? And do we go in and find out? When Dux and me first started out, everything was cut and dried. The Elder knew best. There were no answers in the zone. Mutants didn't know who they were, where they came from, and that was fine. No one cared. But now, after the enemies we fought, after the friends we found, after all we've seen, the 5 of us stand here at the gates of Eden. Do we go in? Do we want to know who we are? It is done. Now, let's see what hides behind that gate. So this is it. The gates of Eden. The Nova sect might have beat us here, but they can't get in. We still have a chance, but we have to stick to the shadows.
I could swear that I've been here before. I feel it deep inside. I've seen this star before, and all those crashed flying machines. The stories are true. They came from Eden.
軍事招集、オービタル Z1 を失ってからというもの、司令部は完全に混乱している。すべての軍事ボットと装備を直接ユニットシータに戻すよう命令が下された。もはや疑う余地はない。戦争が始まったのだ。誰が勝ちにせよ早く終わってくれることを祈るばかりだ。
I was thinking the med pack was gonna be there and boom! The med pack was there. How do you explain that?
プロジェクト中止。退避命令が発令され全ての研究成果を健康な生体被験者を含め処分する旨の指示が出された。多くの研究者はこれに憤った。倫理面ばかりではなく研究成果が完全に失われることに対する怒りもあった。中でもイングマールはとりわけ事態を深刻に受け止め被験者たちと共に分娩室に立てこもって扉を開けようとしなかった。
More of those machines, but all quiet. Let's try not to wake them up. This is the place I was dreaming about. Can you believe it? Eden. This makes you question your whole life, right? What happens if the answers you seek are around the corner? Do you want to know?
和平交渉決裂。緊張と恐怖が高まっている。和平交渉は決裂し、もはや修復不可能だという風説が広まっている。これを裏付けるように司令部はエリュッシオンを敵対的とみなし本日付でエリュッシオンの外交官と科学者を施設から必要ならば強制的に退去させる旨の命令を出した。なんとも悲しいことだ。
I don't believe it. Aren't we deep underground? How can there be trees and grass here? How is that possible? A picture of Borman. But that can't be possible, can it?
ヘリンズレポート12週目。骨格資料で朝日資料。と資料で10骨格資料の書き。すずめ。N イコール96。黒。実践。ネズミ。N イコール39。灰色。破線。コウモリ。N イコール34。白。点線。モデレーターでして参照。哺乳類の骨格資料にはその15%を追加している。これは哺乳類の骨格が含む薬が含まれていると言ってお考えしたもの。開口面や経済差は見られない。P イコール 0.34。共無線面積によると骨格資料比較ではスズメの骨格資料とネズミの骨格資料を組むとできない。P イコール 0.14。ことがわかる。
I can't believe what I'm seeing. This skull is like an animal's, not like a human's. This might be a mutant, like us.
DNA 分析67時、西のアブロタイプ、一方はイドシン組み合わせ、他方は愛知と愛の組み合わせ、対する最優水列は 0.20PNG だった、ケースのアブロタイプ数に対する最優水列は0だった、95% 信頼感の PNG の西のアブロタイプでは0、0.83、ケースのアブロタイプでは0、0.27だった、西のアブロタイプの信頼感のケースに比類のハブロタイプにとしを組み合わせているあるある。この結果、南 T1 の書き方部ではハブロタイプ A やハブロタイプ C よりも多い、ヨーロッパのハブロタイプ2で 60%、月 C36% に対して、北部 T1 の SN2 ではハブロタイプ C やハブロタイプ A の割合が多い、17%、月 C83%、同日見えなくなっている。
Was a place to retrieve knowledge. I wonder if it has the answers we're seeking.
きっとここで生まれたんだろうね。実中発揮そうだけど、それにしてはアークの住人多くない。それはわからないね。
We huddle around the screen. The words Mutant Project blink on and off in big red letters. The screen turns black, then explodes with a flurry of flashing images, faster than we can take in. I catch glimpses of mutants in test tubes, animals in cages, strands of code, something called DNA. The screen freezes on one final image. An employee profile. A scientist of the Mutant Project. It says his name is Ingmar Edison. His face. When we see his face, those eyes staring back at us, we couldn't believe it. It was him. The profile says his status was revoked after stealing mutant experiments from the lab. Memories come flooding back. We were the experiments. They raised us in tubes and played games with our DNA. Made us freaks. The Elder was part of this. Happy endings died with the ancients. Why didn't he tell us? Who is he? The room spins. The truth comes flooding back into my brain. Everything I know is a lie. I lose my balance. As the room turns black, a voice crackles onto the radio. Ghost-like, ethereal, like the ancients calling down from space.
Come on, Center Sweden. Come on, Center Sweden. I repeat, come on, Center Sweden. Come on, Center Sweden. Come on, Center Sweden. I repeat.
今回はこれにて最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございます。それではまたの機会に。